Hi everyone, this is Master Matt, and today we're going to be covering the side fall. This is another one of our knock bulb techniques. We've already covered the front fall and the back fall, so this is going to complete our directional basic break falling techniques. More or less, this technique is used as a building block to learn how to do your circle roll slaps or your circle flips with a slap, which I'm going to cover in another video, but today we're just going to cover the basics of falling on your side with a slap. So let's get started. So by now you should know that break falling techniques revolve around slapping the ground to disperse your energy and your impact so that you're reducing risk of injury in the rest of your body. This break fall is no different. We're just going to be slapping with one hand at a time when we're doing this because we'll be on our sides. So I'm going to start on the ground and show you what we're doing. So we're going to start by talking about how we end up in this technique. I'm going to start on my right side. I'm going to make sure that my right shoulder, the entirety of my right arm, the right side of my ribs, my right hip, my entire right leg into my knee is all on the ground. That way I'm creating a flat surface to land on and I'm keeping my back off the ground. And of course to top it all off, we're going to be hitting with a slap. I want to make sure I'm not slapping above me or on the side, but more in front because that's where most of my weight is. So I'm going to be hitting the ground with the slap here, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. So again, my left shoulder, my left ribs, my left hip, my left knee are all on the ground, so I'm flat, and I'm going to be slapping the ground as I hit it. Now, this is very simple because we're not falling at all, we're just slapping the ground from here. But you can practice this technique starting on the ground so you're not worried about any air or any potential injury. The way we do that is we start on one side. This is my right side, I'm going to slap, and then I kind of just lift and roll to my left and slap. And you have to notice that each time you switch over, that the whole body is landing at the same time. All the sides of your body are landing at the same time. So I'm rolling to the right, and then I'm up and to the left. Again, right and left. If you have a good bit of core strength, you can up this just a bit by using your legs to kind of hop your body off the ground without having to come up from standing position. So we're going to start from one side, and I'm going to use my legs to just lift and fall. Lift and fall. Here we go. So just like the other break falls, that first stage is really just practicing your synchronization with your body and your timing to where everything is slapping at the same time. That way when you move up into the more advanced stages, you're not nervous about hurting yourself. You're 100% confident that your technique is correct. So from a standing position, the way we practice this technique is we say I'm going to roll to my right side. That means I'm going to take my left hand and put it on my belt so that I'm not using it in the slap. And I'm going to pretend with my right leg like I'm slipping on something. That I'm going to lift my leg up, and then I'm going to ease myself to the ground. Okay, we want to make sure when we're going to the ground, a mistake a lot of people make is trying to land on their elbow, kind of like we did with that front fall. But when you're doing the side fall, you don't want to do that because that's putting a lot of pressure on your shoulder. So we want to always go all the way down to our shoulders hitting the ground. So don't let your elbow stop you from going all the way down. So again, we're going to start from up. We're going to lift and fall. So now with the other side, I'm going to take my right arm and place it across my belt. And now I'm going to do my left side. So I'm going to initiate the fall by lifting my left leg, and the entirety of my left side of my body is going to hit the ground simultaneously. I'm up and down. So I'm going to save adding air to this technique for the next video when we talk about doing the circle roll with slap or the circle flip with the slap, which is when we add air. And you're really not going to see this technique being used without those, but we do need to practice this technique by itself as we did today with just the falling so that we have hammered down that whole synchronization with our body to where when we do those harder techniques, we're not putting ourselves at risk. So do tune in to the next video to get the rest of this technique. Thank you guys for watching and keep training.